hot flushes, night sweats, tossing and turning all night, making you feel exhausted and stuck in your weight loss. It's the thing with menopause, like it really does. There's all these things that happen to our body, and then it starts affecting we get more weight loss resistance because of all these things. Obviously, there's lots of things we can do, which I'll talk to you about today. Sometimes people go down the natural route. Sometimes people go down the hormone replacement route, and it really is it's a personal choice, I guess. So, but let's talk about what you can do. All right. So really what actually happens is hormonal chaos when estrogen drops, testosterone, just everything, progesterone. And really we just have sleepless nights. I'm actually in the middle of that right now. And it disrupts the sleep cycle. The low estrogen and progesterone disrupts it. And then hot flashes, night sweats, and a 2 a.m. wake up. Like that's what happened to me this morning. I woke up at 3:30, ping, and I couldn't get back to sleep. And then I start getting hot flushes, and and then the whole thing just. I look at my sleep on my app, and it's all over the place. It's not the best. But there are things that I'm doing at the moment too. I am, going to be looking at hormone replacement, but I'm just going to do some testing and things like that before I go down that track. But really what happens, is if you're not sleeping well, right, you just get tired. Cravings start hitting. You got lower willpower at this time as well. And then obviously more fat storage. So it's like this kind of cycle that goes on and on and on. And if you're not eating well and exercising and doing all the things around it, it just really amplifies it, I think. And then you just get fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter. So what happens with the poor sleep is the cortisol increases as well, naturally. And then if you've got a stress life on top of that, and you are living on a cortisol life, high cortisol life, then, your hunger hormones, start kicking in as well. And you just start snacking, but snacking on not good things like carbohydrates. We start to crave carbohydrates and, sugar and all that sort of stuff. And it definitely does move towards, storing fat. And even if we are eating really well, it can still stall your weight loss as well too, because the high cortisol, and it just really makes you more insulin resistant. There's this kind of thing that goes on and on and on. It's really frustrating because even as a person like myself who's eating really well, it can still have that effect. But I've just got to always be on top of all my things that I do, like physically, what I'm eating, what I'm doing for exercise. But there are some things I'll talk to you about, which I've been, using myself to help dampen down, the cravings and the tiredness. And that is actually just to, switch off all my blue light at night an hour before I go to bed. That's really important for me. I might have a bath an hour before I go to bed as well. And just getting to bed earlier, like that between 10 and 1. If you can get really good quality sleep between the 10 and 1, that is where your deepest sleep's going to be and the best quality sleep. So if you can at least get that 10 to 1 time slot, get into bed and asleep by 10, I mean, that's going to make a massive difference for your overall sleep. And obviously, being not too hot, the heater not going, have a cool, dark room. Stay hydrated through the day a little bit better as well. So, because your hot flushes and that just make you more dehydrated. And, I look at my cellular hydration now these days, it's just so much lower. I have to do things to increase that cellular health in terms of hydration health as well, too, because I look at those numbers. And obviously magnesium's a really, really good one. It really is to have that before you go to bed at night. It just helps with any kind of muscle cramps, but also it helps you with the sleep because it calms your mind as well. So look, and then there's obviously things that you can look at in terms of going to get hormone replacement, and it's getting bad for me, but it's not really bad for me at the moment. I am moving towards that way, and I know with diet and with exercise, it really dampens down. It can dampen down the hot flushes and things like that by just changing your diet. Getting out sugar. All I know is if I have sugar, my hot flushes are just out of control because of the insulin, because it affects insulin and things like that as well too, like the low estrogen, and and then once when you have a sugar, it brings the insulin up, and then it sends havoc through your body. Being a woman's hard, especially someone who's really struggling with hormones. So yeah. But hey, listen, it's great catching up with you this week, and we will see you next week for Wednesday Wellness. Ciao.